In this video, we're going to talk about Charlie Woods shocks golf world. Before starting this video, like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel for future updates. The most awaited first tee introduction of the whole golf season got underway on Saturday morning at the Ritz-Carlton Golf Club. He started from Jupiter Island. Tiger Woods turned his back on the audience. He was wearing a black helmet, black jeans, and a peach Nike shirt. A head shorter, but wearing the same outfit as his father, Charlie stood in front of him. Peach Nike shirt, black slacks, and black hat. Tiger said in a low voice, "Hey," to get his attention. He repeated it, this time with urgency, and drew him in. "Hey, I adore you." 35 holes and 28 hours later, Team Woods was in the 18th fairway. To have a shot at winning the PNC Championship, they would need eagle, but they had already abandoned any notions of realism at least an hour before. Tiger and Charlie had a run of 11 straight birdies. The 46-year-old was stepping up when necessary, stuffing wedges, while the 12-year-old was in charge and enjoying the presents. Charlie attempted to reach the green with a fairway wood approach shot, but he ran out of gas and ended up in the front left bunker. A long iron was stripped by Tiger, but it merely lingered just a little bit too much to the right and trickled over the back edge. They would need a chip in if they wanted to succeed. Tiger hadn't completed a hole by walking all week. He had merely traveled the distance necessary to get from cart route to the green on the par 3 holes. He had expressed regret of not being able to walk the course with Charlie, stating that puttering down the fairway slowly just wasn't the same. But now that about 2,490 and the 2,500 ticketed spectators had assembled behind the 18th green, he left his cart with his caddy, asked Charlie to stay up, and summoned the strength for one last push, a 200-yard walk home, step for step with his son. We'll witness Woods make the trek down the final fairway of a golf competition with a chance to win at least 100 times while wearing red and black. He has never been observed walking with a small version of himself. Charlie had spent the previous several holes in a state of quiet flow, locked in and tunnel vision. So it's unclear what they talked about on the trip, or even whether they said anything at all. It was important that they were together. Charlie was aggressive with a chip and almost slam dunked it, which was on brand for the young player who had been consistently sinking putts into the cup's back all week. The unbridled freedom of youth, Tiger was the next to rise. Even when his kid put on his blinders, he had been the one keeping it light, grinning, laughing, and chatting his way through the last few holes. Now he was all work. He stared at the flagstick before looking down at his ball and making an excellent wedge stroke. It sped quickly towards the right edge of the hole, but he had struck it just a little bit too hard. It rolled by the cup and came to rest about 6 feet long. Tiger averted his gaze. His head was dropped. He appeared to be in pain, but it wasn't the kind of discomfort that comes from a broken leg or a wobbly back. This was the disappointment's pain. No amount of time or injury can erase the fact that he intends to produce, no matter how unlikely the circumstances. Doubtful, given that he knew his son depended on him. They missed the putts on the return, but it didn't really matter. Team Woods had placed second by themselves. After taking off their caps and shaking hands with their opponents, Tiger drew Charlie in for a tight hug. The whisper on the first tee and stroll down the final fairway were those two specific moments, and they served as the week's bookends for Tiger and Charlie Woods' thrilling, and unlikely performance at the PNC Championship. They described the occasion. Charlie was reminded by Tiger and father that he was still in love with him despite the birdies. Tiger, the golfer, was there to demonstrate to his son the value of going all in while doing what you're doing and the importance of pursuing birdies. Tiger was there in all his obstinate grandeur, refusing to go, forcing himself to stand up, strolling alongside his son, and engaging in legitimate tournament golf. But there was also a lot in the space between the bookends. Tiger made a triumphant comeback to golf during the practice round, demonstrating that he was still capable of hitting shots, particularly the shorter ones, especially provided he had a ride to get from one to the next. As his new driver made his debut, Woods sparsely swung at a red-faced steel, conserving his strength for the big moment. He remarked, "Gotta love the colors." A group of tailor-made staff members grinned somewhere. When Woods ran out of energy to see the range himself, he sat back against the edge of his bag and watched Charlie whack balls with no concern in the world. Then Lee Trevino showed in to teach both the Tiger and Charlie a few things. Mark O'Mara was there to greet Woods at breakfast, moved by his return to form and inspired by his presence. I hugged him like a bear. "It's so fantastic to see you, buddy," I remarked after a little period of hanging on. O'Mara said, "I adore you." Joe Lakawa was there, seeing his employer for the first time since this incident occurred last season. He had 2 visits with Woods, one in April and one in July, he stated. "I just wanted him to know he has a friend nearby. Sit about, watch TV, and do nothing." He was happy to see his boss back in action, but at least let him know we're thinking about him and that everyone is watching out for him. Not shocked, but surprised. With this individual, I don't ever want to use the word shocked, he declared. Charlie refused to interact with the enemy before the first round, and then later in the round, he was sinking a 60-foot practice putt and telling Justin Thomas to show him the money. And there was Thomas sinking the ensuing putt on top of him, serving as a reminder of the true nature of the older sibling. Sam, Wood's daughter, and Erica Herman, his long-term girlfriend, were seen walking. They were inside the ropes because this is a family affair, occasionally cramming next to the Tiger in his car, and typically staying close to the fairway's edge. Sam, who is 14 years old, doesn't play golf, doesn't enjoy the limelight, and her brother is coming to enjoy. However, she liked the family gatherings on tee boxes much like Tiger did. The top-ranked woman in the world, Nelly Korda, was happy and appreciative as she patiently waited for Woods to complete his first round so she could take his picture. She admitted, "I was just starstruck." Then there was the entire bucket of Sunday birds, a strong start that propelled Woods into a brief solo lead, including birdies at holes number 1 and 2, as well as an eagle at hole number 3. After a few holes, they began making birdies once more, relying on Charlie's tenacious fairway hitting and Tiger's consistent ball striking, in addition to the family quality of always giving it their all. Charlie's latest maneuver involved picking up the coin, designing his place before his putt had even reached the hole, and tossing it to Tiger. It was improbably smooth. "Don't need you here, Dad." He received a lot of training. They have accumulated precious memories and lovely pictures that they will cherish. The tournament started to matter, which was a bizarre development. It was a 2-player scramble, and Woods correctly dismissed it as hit and giggled because his opponents ranged in age from 11 to 84, comprised amateurs and professionals, and used a variety of tee boxes. But that disregards the fact that Woods himself is there, and Woods ruins the equation. The golf world underwent a major transformation 25 years ago. Tiger Woods' status as a contender suddenly determined the significance of a Sunday afternoon. His timetable was mirrored by the events that mattered at Torrey Pines, Muirfield Village, Quail Hollow, and other locations. We gained knowledge about the route. We listened while he performed. It was crucial. So, Sunday became important as Team Woods played their way into unexpected contention. For Woods, who lives and has lived for these moments in the ring, it was significant. And it was important for golf fans across the world who have learned what the game is like when the Tiger is participating versus when he is watching from the sidelines. We now know which version of the game we enjoyed the most. It was significant because Charlie Woods, a 12 years old with a flair for the theatrical, who yearned for the competition and excelled in it as a superstar. However, the main reason why this Sunday was significant was because we weren't sure if there would be future Sundays like it. Woods thought he might lose his leg 10 months ago. He claims that there was once a 50-50 split. It's difficult to pinpoint exactly how it was affected, Woods' viewpoint, because he still keeps certain introspective topics to himself. But he ended his Sunday press conference in an unusual way with a string of compliments. He stated, "I'm really fortunate and very grateful to all the surgeons and nurses that have supported me along the way, and my physician in general. Even on difficult dog days, they pushed and worked on me to get my butt in the gym. There are days when I don't want to do it, but they keep encouraging me to." He left the podium appreciative and worn out. A bunch of spectators started chanting and then cheered, "Tiger, Tiger, Tiger." They pursued him through the clubhouse and out into the parking lot, where several strategically placed security officers restrained them. Team Woods departed from Ritz-Carlton parking lot and headed back to their own space. They left to more applause. Tiger Woods wasn't the only person who was appreciative. What do you think about this video? Do let us know down in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit the subscribe button before you go.